Hello, I am Lisa Solis DeLong, and I'm here today to talk with you about intuition. It's one of the 6 pillars of well-being that we teach at the Thriving Leader Collaborative. And so, what is intuition? Why does it matter? And how do you improve it? It's such a mysterious thing to talk about and think about if you haven't experienced intuition in your life. So, what is it? From my perspective, intuition is a survival mechanism. It's wired into us as human beings. Imagine walking through a forest 100 years ago, or 1,000 years ago, or even before that, and needing to navigate the world, relying upon your senses and getting the sense that there might be danger ahead, and maybe you turn the corner and there's a bear, or you're or a cliff or something that could harm you, or another person that could harm you. So it is in us. It is a type of body sensitivity and awareness that something is around us. Usually, what I feel is in my gut. I'll get let's say I walk into a room or a restaurant, and I feel a sense of discomfort in my gut. I know that there's something for me to be cautious about. It doesn't mean I have to leave. It just is an awareness. And it's helpful if you've had that sensation before, and then you can recognize it again and again. Some people will have maybe body chills, or I also will have my heart will flutter sometimes, like if it's something that is intuition is also for good. I mean, for ease. And so sometimes if I get a little heart flutter, I think, oh, this is sweet. This is a happy place for my heart to be. And so everyone is different, and whatever your wiring is, you can start to tap into trusting your intuition by being aware of it. And so, why does it matter? Why even care about intuition? Well, for me, it's an expression of our life force energy, and that it is flowing through us and guiding us. And so it keeps me grounded and connected, especially in the chaotic times of my life, especially during grief and stress and anxious moments. I'm so thankful that I can rely on my intuition. And doing so helps reduce anxiety. It helps you live a more joyful life, a more connected life, and a more peaceful way of life, especially in this modern world where we're so accustomed to looking to our phones for guidance. We're so dependent on our phones, and that many of us get a sense of panic when we don't have our phones. But remember, uh, we are energy beings, and just like our phones have energy flowing through the atmosphere to give information to the devices that are designed to receive that information, we're the same. We are designed to receive information energetically. And that really begins with first breath. When we are breathed into being, it carries us into our entire lifetime. And that energy force, what I call life force, is breathed out of us at end of life. And I have seen this many times in my professional career as a nurse, and also as a mother with my son when he passed. And it's changed the way I see the world. We are energetic beings, and our intuition is part of that beautiful aspect of being an energetic body, that we can rely on it. And so, how do we improve it? How do we make it better, so that we can trust it? And the way that we do that is by attending to our spirit. And you may have heard me say this before, that phrase, attend to your spirit. How do you do that? Well, the first way you do that is becoming aware that you are an energy being, and starting with the breath. Ancient traditions around the world for millennia have taught, and beyond, that the breath is what carries our spirit. This is the energy, the life force energy that is spirit, is through the breath. And as we know, the relationship with breath is critical. We've certainly seen this through COVID, and uh, life and death experiences going on all around the world, that breath is the most precious aspect of life force energy that we need. It's what breathes us into being. And we attend to that life force by being aware of it and taking the time to calm ourselves down by taking a deep exhale, letting out air first, and then taking a big inhale, what's often called a cleansing breath, and then exhaling that out, and doing that 3 times. In and out. One more time. In and out. Having the awareness of how we feel in the body is how we begin to attend to our spirit, simply by recognizing that it's there. Very few of us practice that, and more people are waking up to doing so. That's so simple, but we often are so contracted and busy and tense that we don't even know to take a breath, especially when we're feeling stressed out. So another aspect of spirit is the idea of, I'm sure you've heard this too, that that we are beings of light, and the phrase light worker or light warrior has been passed around, and I like to think of that light is another word for spirit. It's hard to describe what spirit is, and so sometimes we need another word for spirit, and that word is light. And at least to me, that's how I relate to that. And the way that intuition helps us attend to our spirit, and it all comes full circle, is especially in times when we're not making sense, like things aren't jiving. Like yesterday, I made an attempt to make this video for you to talk about intuition, and I just kept hitting roadblocks. I was getting really frustrated because one thing after another, and I was starting to feel tense. So I went inward and I took my cleansing breaths, and I asked my guidance team, I call them my spirit team, and tapped into my energy, and it was very clear it was just time to take a pause and not do this this intuition video. But today everything is wide open and it's clear, and I'm really enjoying it. So sometimes it's something that simple. Another thing that I like to do to engage my intuition and work my intuitive muscle is go for a walk. I'll go in a direction that there's no reason for me to go. I don't have an errand to run or someone to meet on this walk. I trust my intuition. I go outside and I'm on the corner, and I'll say just quietly and silently which direction is right for me to go at this time. And I'll listen to my gut, get that feeling, and I'll go right or I'll go left. And it's a wonderful exercise it's so simple to tap into the feeling sensation of your intuition, of your intuitive senses. Another thing that I do is I use oracle cards. So when I had a moment yesterday, I needed a sense of grounding myself, and a way for me to do that is to trust my intuition when I choose a card. Now, when I first heard the word oracle years ago, I used to get like tense and kind of scared, like it was spooky. It always associated, for me, it was always associated with something like a scary movie or something that frightened me a little bit. But the word oracle simply means messenger. That's the definition of the word oracle. Messenger. So I like to use oracle cards, and this lovely deck is one of my favorites because it's made by a friend of mine who's an artist, and her name is Nancy Scher. And I know her heart, I know her spirit, and I love her artwork. I mean, look at these beautiful images. And even just looking at the cards makes me feel better. All nature, all animals, and that's what I like. I like working. My intuition is very at home, trusting animal images, and whether it's feathers or rocks, or that's my happy place. So part of your exercise in exploring your intuition and exercising your intuitive muscle is to perhaps go into a bookstore and walk the aisles and find yourself, let yourself be attracted to whatever book you like, or a set of oracle cards that you like, or maybe some crystals or stones, whatever you're attracted to, start using that as a tool to help you practice your intuitive senses and exercise that muscle. Spiritual practice is like physical practice. It is a muscle, and if you exercise it and practice it, you will get better at it and stronger at it, and it can carry you more easily, just like our physical muscles when we move our body, and we can get around this planet a little more easily when we're strong. Anyway, I hope that this few minutes of sharing about intuition has helped you. I like Carolyn May's, she's a theologian and mystic, and she says that spirit is the part of you that feels like hope. So I hope that your spirit is uplifted with this message and that you are inspired to integrate intuition and its practices into building your spiritual muscles and attending to your spirit. So thank you.